Yo guys, what's poppin'? You know it's Becca and we're back on the mic.
We're back.
We are back.
Hey guys, it's Bronte. What is up? I'm excited for this one. I say it every single time.
I am too, and I think we're hyped because we did something crazy this morning.
You want to tell them what we did?
Yo, so we printed out flyers and I made like a bunch of copies. We handed probably close to 600 out, and it took us like under an hour. So if you guys see the flyers, let us know, tag us in them. So
yeah, it was crazy. Everyone was like looking at us. We were in the Walmart parking lot, giant parking lot, Starbucks parking lot.
But the funny thing is, people were stopping you talking about it.
Yeah, I had two people. One guy thought I was passing out flyers for a missing girl around here.
That's sad.
It is sad. And I hope they do find her soon.
Yeah.
But then another woman was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, just like walking around, just promoting our podcast." And she's like, "Oh, that's really great." So that was really nice to hear.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Yeah, definitely getting the word out. Guys, we were hustling.
Yes.
And that leads us into our next topic. Go ahead, you tell them, all right?
So,
you get it popping over there.
We were inspired today from what we did. We had this planned in the works, but we had a couple more leading up before this one.
Yeah.
But since we were hustling so hard this morning, now the juices are flowing.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're just going to talk about hustling in general.
Yeah, just in general, guys, because we both start school. So we were going to do something like hustling with school, but if you guys listen to our last podcast, we did one about getting ready for school.
Yeah.
So this is just going to be like hustling in general with school, life, gym, being a mom, like whatever you got going on, like just hustle.
Yeah, just everything in general. So, I guess we could start off with, do you think you're naturally instilled with hustling? Or...
Interesting. I think I am. I think it's my personality. And I'm probably a little bit OCD. Like, I just like to always go further and just do more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with our podcast. Okay, we have a podcast, but I'm like, okay, let's do more. Let's do flyers. And we got 2 surprises coming out.
Yes.
By the time we drop this, one will already be out.
Yes.
So I guess I can go ahead and say that one. It's we got some sweatshirts made.
Yes.
We're gonna post it this week. So if you didn't see the pictures, go back. But we also have something else coming up, and I'm not sure when we're going to drop that, but that's going to be an exciting...
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, so we're always hustling. We always want more, and I feel like our personalities are the same.
Yes.
That's why we work so well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's never good enough sometimes in my eyes. And I don't want to say that as like a bad thing. Sometimes it can be a negative trait because sometimes I feel like I need to slow down.
Yeah.
But I feel like that gives us our fire. We want more. And it comes to just schoolwork in general. I want to know more about that topic. I want to become a master of it. I want to understand, like with nursing, inside and out. Because we're going to be talking to patients about this. We're going to be talking to doctors and other healthcare professionals. And then on the other side, like with work, like I want to know how I can do my job the best, efficiently.
Yeah.
And it goes either way, a lot of different ways actually. So sometimes I can see it as like an exhausting trait because sometimes I do need to slow down.
Yeah.
But this is what sets you apart.
It sets you apart from a lot of people, and a lot of people these days are lazy, and I'm just going to say it. They want things that can just be handed to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't want anything handed to me. I mean, unless it's like free money, you know what I'm saying? But if it's not, like, I want to make sure when I complete a task that I worked hard.
Yeah.
Like, if we ever get big on this podcast, which we are getting big, guys, like, we're getting like thousands of views if you add up all the videos, like, and people are talking. But like, I want to make sure when I look back in a couple years, if we get big on this, like, I put in the work. Me and you went to parking lot to hand out flyers. We came up with, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know what I mean. I can keep going on and on, but you know what I'm saying? And I always ask myself when I start something, do you want it bad enough? Because if you want it, you're going to get it. There's no excuse. And that's my mindset. Like, you will find a way to get what you want.
Because it took me a minute, like, to realize, like, I had to keep asking myself that same thing, especially in college. because I have a degree already. I have a science degree. And those were tough years. Going to college is tough, but it's a huge feat on its own.
Yeah.
But oh my God, there were tougher weeks than others. And I remember just crying and just like sobbing on the phone to my parents. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. And they're like, no, you know what? That pisses me off. Like, my mom hated that. You are good enough. You work hard. Do you want it? Because
do you want it?
They don't talk about a lot of the time 20 to 30 people that just drop out of college that don't make it through because it is too hard. Like, you know, people got to push. People got to work for it.
And that's the thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, when a roadblock gets in your way, are you going to stop and turn around? Or are you going to go around that thing and be like, no, I'm still going, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm still going.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we both failed third semester by, like, 1 point? You know what I'm saying? Like, we are like, no, we're going to be nurses. That's it. Like, there is no other option. And that leads me to my next thing. Plans change, but goals don't. Let me just repeat that in case you guys didn't hear it, because I'm on a roll. Plans change, but goals don't. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
That's what I want to say.
People can get set back 6 months, a year, 10 years. But do you still have that fire and that goal in you? To be like, you know what? I want that. You know what gave me so much inspiration in our classes?
Yeah.
Seeing the 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
They have families. They're like, oh, I don't have to worry about my kids anymore. You know, they can take care of themselves, and now I can focus on me. I've always wanted this. I've always wanted this since I was younger, and I love that.
Yeah.
Like, to pick yourself up and to keep moving forward, that is true strength. I admire the people more. That is, you know what, if you pass every single class with flying colors, that is amazing. I'm not taking anything away from that, or it's just comes easy to you, not taking it away from you.
Yeah.
But when I hear the people that are like, yeah, I failed this class twice. This is my third time taking it. I'll be like, you know what? Good for you. That is awesome that you're still in the game.
And you know what? Sometimes you can be taught, like, okay, you can get healthy and motivated, but when you find people that are that special that keep going, they're born with it. Mm-hmm. That's their gift in life.
Yeah.
So, you know, people want to look back and, like, look down on them, but it's like, no, they have the courage and the strength to keep going when you probably wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So don't be hating. And if you are a hater, go ahead and watch your podcast, haters. And if you have haters, if you're not a hater and you have haters, please go and do part 2 of haters, because that's how to handle your haters.
Yeah. And I guess I should ask you, you know, talking about like how hard it is to push forward, what do you tell yourself when times do get tough to get through?
What do I tell myself? I'm like, it is what it is. I'll take the hard times and I'll keep going. Mm-hmm. I always put in the back of my, do you want it? Do you want it or you don't? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, nothing comes easy. It is what it is. This is life. You know, and sometimes I do want to give up. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect, guys. But it's like, that's what I have a good support system, is because my parents or, like, my friends or, like, whatever. And then, plus, I look at my son. And I'm like, what kind of example am I teaching my son? When something gets hard, does mommy just give up? No, mommy pushes forward because mommy gets what she wants because mommy puts in the hard work. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, what do you tell yourself?
I just kind of say, like, things should get tough because it shouldn't be this easy. Because if everything was this easy, everyone would just be in the same spot.
Boom.
This is what sets me apart from other people. And I kind of view it as a challenge. Like, don't get me wrong, I have mental breakdowns, but I think just embracing my mental breakdowns and letting myself know that everything will be okay. I may not know when it will be okay, but knowing that it's going to be fine. And now I look back, my techs at my job are leaving next week for college, and, you know, they're asking, like, last minute questions and all of that, and it's so exciting for them. And then I think back to the hard times, like when my first year of college, like just like crying in my room. Like, it's a lot of work, like, you know, and it's piling and piling, but this is what it teaches you. And looking back, and I'm like, look at me now. I laugh at it now. I'm like, yo, I was sobbing in my room.
Look at me now, look at you. Look at me now, look at you. Sorry, guys, it's a song. But
That's
anyway.
my hype song. But now I look at my past, I'm like, that's what made me who I am today. I can say that I pushed
But you
through.
probably wouldn't take it back.
No, never. Absolutely.
And, like, that's
not.
the thing. Like, when you're in it and it's hard and you're just like, oh, my God, I just can't do it. But it's like, it takes 21 days to make a habit. Mm-hmm. You know? And sometimes even a little bit longer.
Yep.
You know, it's like working out. You don't want to work out. You feel like crap. You can't breathe, blah, blah, blah. Then by, like, 2 months, your body's, like, addicted to working out. It's, like, the same thing. Like, once you... And, like, that leads us to our next thought is that the results don't come right away.
No.
Like, when we started the podcast, the results weren't coming. Now they're coming.
Yeah.
Because people are hearing us. Loud and clear. Mm-hmm. They're hearing us. But it's like, even if we didn't have results now, it doesn't mean we're going to give up.
No.
Or if we have millions of results. Like, we are doing this because we set a goal and we will accomplish the goal.
Yeah. You got to be patient.
Yeah. You never know what's going on behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, you know, we talk every week.
We talk every hour.
Every hour.
I text you
day.
so much, I feel like you're like, oh my gosh, Becca, please stop texting me.
No, I'm never like that.
I know, but
I feel
just
bad
like,
when I don't respond. I'm like, oh crap. But you know, like, it's all about what are we going to do next? The ideas. Because embrace things that might not work, you know? Like, some things that we tried, we're like, wow, that failed. But, like, that doesn't stop us from
find a new
even
way.
further. Changing is fine. Again, keep that goal in mind. No matter how long it takes you. Like, but just keep going. And then once you get to the end, you're going to value your whole journey. If you don't embrace the journey, I feel like it's not as meaningful. In the moment when it's really tough, all you want to do is just curl up in your bed and, like, watch Netflix and embrace your pillow.
Yeah.
But, like, what is going to push me even further? And what is going to make me even stronger for that next goal after when I accomplish the first goal? That's what I feel like I keep telling myself.
And another thing that's really great, but, like, another thing that I tell myself, too, is, like, if something's in my way, am I going to give that up for my goal? Am I going to rearrange my schedule? Am I going to stop hanging out with friends? Am I going to, you know, A, B, C, D, whatever, like, whatever it is it worth my goal? Mm-hmm. You know, your mindset, you have to, like, it's all, guys, every podcast I say this, is your mind healthy? Yep. You know what I mean? It's a mindset. If you make a goal and your mind is really, like, if you're in a good place in your life and you make a goal, you're more likely to stick with that goal.
Yeah.
But if you're, like, scatterbrained and can't get it together and you're just like, you know what I mean? You can't focus on a goal. There's no point of setting a goal. Get your mindset. Get your life right. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And
you know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean.
No, definitely. Because sometimes, like, things that I try to accomplish fail time and time again because I wasn't in the right mindset.
Yes.
And then when I was finally true to myself, like, what do I want? What do I need to accomplish this goal? A lot of the time was like, oh, I need more time for me. And I need to be comfortable and ready. If you're not ready, it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to be. Like, or, you know, it's not going to feel like you're pushing. Yeah. If that makes sense. But
it's not a race, it's a marathon.
Yeah, I think we said that.
I feel like I say the same thing every time, but I just love it.
Time.
But guys, it's in my mind. I ain't gonna forget those little quotes, and that's what keeps me going.
Yeah. So. Mm-hmm. And I think I use other people's kind of like struggles, and I see how much they push through and what they're going through, because I always keep in my mind, like, I don't want to just assume they have everything and this is just like their one little blimp. Like, stuff at home could be going on, etc., etc. Like, our one friend, you know, she didn't make it through our program because our program is pretty tough, but you know what she did? She went to her advisor and she was like, look, I'm not giving up, put me in another program. And she's doing it,
but the results are still the same.
Yeah.
Her goal is still the same. She changed her plan. Mm-hmm. She's still going to be a nurse.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, she could have been like, oh, I'm not going to be a nurse. Like, I'll just give up. No, she's going to be a nurse.
Yep.
So she just changed her plan.
And she's probably going to be one of the best nurses out there.
She is.
I look up to her so much. And sometimes in the moment when you fail, you think that, like, you can't make it, which is not true. I mean, I know it happens to, like, even, like, you know, me and you, like,
yeah, I had a mental breakdown all the time.
Yeah, mental breakdowns are okay. I remember my mom being like, cry, but don't give up. Like, keep going.
Yeah.
And you're going to look back on this and be like, remember how much I cried?
Yeah, I look back and I'm like, why was I so concerned about just because I failed by 1 point? Now I got the opportunity to do the podcast with you, and now I'm so happy in my life. Mm-hmm. But if I jumped right into fourth semester, I couldn't focus. I couldn't get that stop sign that I needed and be like, okay, get yourself in check.
Yeah.
Now we start fourth semester. Well, by the time this drops, you know, it'd be different. But we start in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then we have 15 weeks. And then we're done.
Then we're all done. And then, of course,
I'm going for my going for my BSN, but my long-term goal, guys, as you know, is flight nurse, and I'm getting my PhD. Mm-hmm. Like, there is speak into existence.
Yep.
That's what you guys need to focus on, all right? Speak into existence. You guys remember how Demi played in the Super Bowl? She sang, you know, the national anthem. Mm-hmm. She posted that a couple years ago when she first wasn't as big. She made a Twitter, said, I will sing in the national anthem. She shared it the day she played. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you guys know about that, but I'm just saying, speak into existence.
Yeah. And I think now it just brought up something else. I've had people being like, wow, don't you want to slow down?
People say that to me all the time. Like, no. You can slow down. I don't need to slow down. I need to speed up.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I just want to keep going. Because, like, if I feel like it is in me that if I don't keep going, then I don't know. I feel like it's a part of my nature.
Yeah, I feel like it's like how I feel like we should have just been twins.
Yeah.
Because, like, not saying that, you know, other people I know aren't like me, but it is hard to find people that want more and more. And I just feel like you're like the perfect match.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at
us.
And that's not to say that no one can have this or no one is ever instilled with this. It takes work.
Oh, it takes a lot of work.
I wasn't like this years ago. Well, I guess in a different version of myself because I was always a perfectionist and it was almost consuming. Like, I needed to go to a therapist to, like, talk about it. Like, I would freak out. So now I'm more calm in that sense, but I've channeled it to be like, I want more. And more and more and more. And I just look back and sometimes you forget all the struggles that you went through. And I feel like people need to embrace that more. Like, wow, look how far I've come. Even in the last couple months, too.
Yeah.
Embrace your failures because they're only going to make you stronger.
But then also people use people who fail. Like, for example, like with... like your friend, like if you fail and you get back, you're setting an example for others.
Yes.
It's like, wow, like she can fail but still be okay. So maybe I can do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I feel like other people really relate to people that are really honest about failures. Honest about everything because then you don't feel alone. Or even just saying like, yeah, I'm struggling with it right now.
Yeah.
Because it's human. It's human nature. If everyone was just so perfect all the time, like...
That'd be boring.
It's boring. But, like, for me to hear, like, for example, like, in our classes, like, yeah, I struggled with this section. Like, oh, what pushed you through? Like...
Because a lot of people fail.
Yeah.
It's a part of life.
All the time.
But when you're trying to act all perfect and, like, I got no problems, and it's like nobody's going to relate to you besides the perfect people.
Yeah.
So it's like when you open up and you become vulnerable, it's like you're opening up a new world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
You're becoming
and this
more...
is the whole point of the podcast.
You're becoming more human.
Exactly. You're becoming real.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to frame this question differently. I guess, like, top 5 things that motivate you or, you know, that get you to hustle harder.
Willie. Mm-hmm. For me, so myself, so I can be like, I'm doing this for me. Mm-hmm. Wow, guys, I'm drawing a blank.
It's hard, isn't it?
It is kind of hard for a second. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Just for me. I feel like it's just, like, for me and Willie. I mean, of course, like, my parents are proud of me and, like, my friends and stuff. But I just feel like at the end of the day, like, it's, like, you did this for you.
Yeah.
And you helped others. Mm-hmm. And, like, now I get to show my son, like, this is the way life is supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you?
I think definitely. I think that's probably, like, a weird question. But, like,
Yeah.
I think if it's for you. Of course, if you have kids, it's for them, of course. And your family, of course. But you need to remember who you're doing it for. You are doing it for you. Mm-hmm, and I think I sit there and sometimes when I feel like an attack is going to come on and I'm like, oh my God, it's getting so overwhelming. Who am I doing this for at the end of the day? Me. Not to prove to anyone else, not to prove to my teachers, not to prove to my family, but I'm doing it for myself because you're the one doing it.
Well, another thing to remember is, like, let's say you're, you know, doing this or doing that and everyone's not liking what you're doing and you're getting overwhelmed and all this kind of stuff. You need to remember, like, you are in control of this situation.
Of course.
You are in control of yourself, nobody else. Mm-hmm. So, you know, don't get overwhelmed because people are like, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. You need to do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Vibing off of that for a second, it was in our... was it Losing Friends podcast or Haters podcast where I mentioned where, look, the true friends come through when they say like, oh, so-and-so is acting fake to you because they think you brag about your accomplishments a lot. I'm like, oh, really? Do they really?
I know I do, bro.
I mean, you know what? Like, there's like obscene like bragging. But, you know, what are you mad at for you to be so angry at a person who has worked so hard at their hustle? Maybe look at it in a different light and be like, wow, how inspiring of him and her.
Probably because those are the lazy people who don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
And then complain about other people and be like, oh, she got it handed to her. Mm-hmm. Some people do, but it's like none of your business if you do or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so what if I did this? I'm the one who worked for it.
Yep, you worked for it. You should celebrate it. And you should celebrate your failures as well. Because at the end of the day, if you're able to pull yourself together and move forward, that's an accomplishment in itself. So if you have people that are hating on your hustle, it's not worth it.
And like, you guys know what's crazy? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
I was just staring out and I had a thought. Is like, so I used to ride horses, right? I used to go to competitions. I'd win champion, first place. I mean, I was good. You know what I'm saying?
I remember you in high school.
Yeah, like I was whipping that horse, like getting it popping on the back seat. So anyway, I look back and I have all these ribbons, right? Mm-hmm. In my closet collecting dust. So what? So what if I won champion? So what if I won third place? Mm-hmm. So what? I don't think about the ribbons. I think about all the good times, the bond between I had my horse. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. and get the trailer packed. Those are the times. Yeah. The hard times. Waking up at 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. Sweating in 90-degree weather trying to get this outfit on. I hate that you can't wear shorts. But I'm just saying, like, I remember that, not the ribbons.
Yeah.
And this is what I told you in the podcast. If we ever become big and all this, I don't care. I don't care.
No.
I care about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the fun,
the chill, the memories.
Yeah,
this is what I care about.
Mm-hmm. Us complaining about being so tired, and we're like, oh, we got to keep going. We
got to keep going, and like how we just listened to like music, and we got in the car and we passed out flyers. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it worth it.
It really does.
So that's just a little side point. Like you can win and win and win and hustle, but you got to think of your journey.
Yeah. I will always
not
say
saying
that.
Don't celebrate. You know, I celebrated I won champion and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not what is 100% important to me. It's like the journey and the goals I set and like changing my mindset. It's all the struggles.
Yeah.
It's the hard stuff that I love.
Yeah.
But that's just my personality.
No, I agree with you 100% because sometimes like I'm sitting there studying at night and I'm so tired. And there's so much going on, and I'm pulled like 100 different directions. And then like, I didn't frame my degree for the first 5 years.
Why?
It was just collecting. I didn't put it in a frame. I finally did probably the last year and a half ago, probably. No, maybe like a year ago. Put it in like a proper frame and put it on the wall. And like it's on my like right hand side, like when I'm sitting in my desk chair. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God. Like, there's so much information. I'm like, why did I even sign up for this? Like, for a second degree. Yeah. And I look at that wall I don't, again, like you said, I don't look at the ribbon. I don't look at the piece of paper. Like, I think about how those hard times got me here and I got my degree. I can do it again. It's just a bump in the road. It's just a bump. Day.
Nobody likes a smooth ride.
No.
Buckle up,
What
Buttercup.
fun is that? Like, if it was that smooth, I would have had 5 degrees by now. Like,
but then what's the point of having 5 degrees as
degree?
You know what I'm saying? If it's so easy.
Yeah.
So
hard work really does pay off. And just because it does get very, very difficult, don't give up. The hustle will come on stronger if you keep going.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you look at yourself like, wow, where did this come from? I was not this person a year ago.
I know, and it's a great feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a great feeling.
And don't let people be like, yo, you need to slow down. No. Keep going.
I feel like we ain't in the flipping right lane. We in the left lane on the highway, people.
Yeah. Don't be arrogant, of course. Like, don't rub it in people's faces, but inspire people.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, do you want to hustle with me? Like, let's do this together. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, then they put their brake on when you say that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, don't be in the left lane on the highway and go slow. Get in the right lane, people.
Now that has to be on a shirt. Don't be on the
left.
Don't be on the right. Be on the left.
Be on the left lane, people.
Like, come on. Get it done.
Get it together.
That's what my mom, you know what my mom always says?
What?
Let's not piddle around.
Piddle?
She says, let's not piddle around. Let's get going.
Let's go.
She's the hardest worker I know. And
that's where you get it from, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I get it from my mom. She don't play no games.
Nope.
She's like 73 years old, still working and all. I'm like, Mom, you need to slow it down.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put that on a shirt, actually. She tells my brother and I all the time, and sometimes it's like the worst moment. Like, you're just like, oh my God. And she's like, let's not piddle around. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
And I'm
that's
like,
how I am with Willie. I'm like, we got to go.
Yeah.
But another thing I want to leave you guys with is I always say this. You're not better than anyone. You're just better off because of the choices you make. Let me just repeat that. Just, you know what I'm saying? You're not better than anyone. You're just better off because of the choices you make.
Ooh.
So it's like, you know, your choices have consequences. And it's like, do you want it bad enough? It always goes back to, you want it bad enough?
Yeah, it really does. And like we just keep telling ourselves now, we got 15 weeks. Like, and I just like, I'm sitting here like with my eyes closed, like, we haven't heard anything else from our school. We're kind of left in the dark a little bit, but you know what? Bring it on.
Bring it on. Let's go.
Like,
let's go.
You'll be catching us at the end of
Catch
this
us
year.
Outside.
A whole new level. And then we're probably going to be like,
what is this?
How could we like do better?
We're always like that.
Yeah.
But I'm actually looking at your book, and it says Bronte. We have like little notebooks.
Oh, and, yeah, my new one.
She got a new one. And it says, "I can and I will." Mm-hmm. Because
Simple.
that's it. That's it. There is no other option. And you know what? And this is why I'm still single. Is because we're just going off a little rant for a couple minutes. Is because I want somebody on my level. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want somebody who's gonna, you know, not pull up and like ride. I want somebody who's gonna pull up and drive.
Oh,
all right, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
I love that so much.
But it's true. And like, I think people are intimidated. I said, well, if you're intimidated, just stay away. But I am the nicest person. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm not this big, like, crazy person. Even though I am, but it's like, I want somebody who's like, all right, like, you can pay your bills. All right, you can get a house. All right, you
that's
got
my
some
woman
degrees.
over there.
All right, that's my girl.
Yeah.
That's my woman. That's my hustling woman.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of her. Until I find a guy like that, then goodbye. I'm still single.
Then you know what?
Go check out the Benefits with Single podcast. That already has a couple thousand views. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Check it out.
Thousand views. Yes. High five.
But yeah, that's just a little side note.
But you know what? If you get a partner that hustles, that's just more fire.
And it's fun. It's so much fun.
Like, you're like, oh, it's like, you know, like inspiration, competition. Like, you know, like it makes it fun. And like to have a partner that brags about you. Like, yeah, you know what?
My girl's killing it.
My girl's killing it. She's so smart. Like, she's pushing through. She's grinding. How attractive is that? Like, how attractive is that?
It is. It really is.
So, don't settle. Have a
So.
partner that like
Kills it.
kills it. I lost my train of thought, but
Oh, sorry.
celebrates your failures.
Yeah.
But
Just like, you know
pushes
what,
you as
babe?
well.
You're doing all right. You're going to be all right.
Yeah, don't
You're gonna
just
be all
settle. Oh, you know what? Maybe you should take a break. No. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, like, a lot, like, you know, where I kind of get tough on some of my friends. Like, keep going. My brother, keep going. Like,
going.
this is what's going to set you apart from all the rest.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on it. It's okay to have mental breakdowns, but just keep going. Like, what are you going to look your back on yourself on and, like, not regret?
Exactly.
Look back. Pretend to look back now. And, like, think about the choices that you're going to make. But any which way you hustle, it's going to reward you at the end of the day.
Results will come, guys.
Be
Results
patient.
will come.
Be patient. Like Becca said, habits do not form in a day. That's what makes it so hard.
Takes a while, but just keep going. That's it. I mean, that, you know, just keep going.
Like me right now, I just got back from vacation, and oh my God, like, I told myself I'm going to eat clean, like really clean, and my body's like, I want a donut. Like, you know, and I'm like, no, not happening.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I want, and I'm like, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but guys, just keep going.
Keep going, and I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast.
Tell us how you hustle.
Yeah, tag us. We'll give you guys a shout out.
Tell us how you hustle. Message us, email us. Go check out our other videos on our YouTube channel.
And let us know what you guys think.
Like, if you're listening to us on whatever platform, thanks for the support. And also, too, if you don't like it, but you know someone that might like it
Or benefit from it.
or benefit from it,
tell them.
tell them. Forget about us, like, whoever. But, like,
Yeah,
let
tell
it,
them.
like, someone else know. You know, just skip us, whatever.
Skip.
Press skip. So,
But, all right, guys. Well, I got to get ready for work. So, because I got to hustle at work.
yeah.
So, but this is Becca, and then you know I'm popping it off.
And this is Bronte, guys. We'll see you next time.